Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Mike's on the Mics. What's up, cuz?
What's up? Hey, you haven't called me cuz on here in a while, I don't think.
No, I think it's been a while, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Mike,
normal
it's
in real
weird
life.
calling you Mike, but
Right.
I guess that's what we have to do when the show is called Mike's on the Mics.
That's it. Yep.
It's game day, baby.
It's game day.
It's game day, game
we
4.
got a big game coming up today.
We could close it out today. This is exciting. I've just been so jacked up all week.
I know.
This is exciting. My stress level has also been at an all-time high all week when I'm watching these games.
Yeah. Especially that game 2 was pretty wild. Game 1, I think you could just kind of.
Well, that was over in the first inning.
Yeah.
It was over in the first inning.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. Almost. Hold on. Would you say the Astros series was more stressful or this one was more stressful? What do you think?
This one.
This one is more. Okay.
I think the further we continue throughout the playoffs,
Yeah.
it's just going to get more and more stressful.
Sure.
We'll get into all that, but we have a good show today.
We do.
We're going to talk, obviously, Tigers playoff baseball going into game 4 tonight.
Yep.
Hope we can close that out.
Yep.
We have our Stud and Duds for you again for the week.
Yep.
And we're going to try something new. It's this rapid fire thing. We're going to try it out, so bear with us on this. We'll get to that later in the show.
Yep. I think it'll be fun. We're going to call it Rapid Mike. Duh.
Duh. Why wouldn't we? How have you been, though? You good? Your stress okay through these playoffs so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. The the Astros series is more stressful to me. I don't know. I don't know if I just felt more confident in the team now. Like I just that Astros series was just like especially with that 9th inning, the one, and just very stressed out. Then I feel a little bit better now. I've been getting better sleep too lately, so maybe that's helping. But yeah. So
I guess my stress is probably the same for both of them. I say as we move on. I think it's because we're over that series. We got the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We swept them.
Yeah.
Okay, that like yesterday, or not or whatever, 2 days ago. Whenever we played Game 3, I'm like pacing back and forth, and I know we're up 3-0, you know, and I'm just like, we get that third out, and I just like this like relief comes over me, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I'm just like, I'm good to go. These playoffs, man, they do something to me. I'm so excited. I'm having fun watching them, but you're like, you never know how quickly it can change.
playoff baseball is awesome.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I've kind of taken a back seat to it the last few years until obviously this year the Tigers being back.
Yeah.
And I forgot how good it is. Even watching a little bit of that Royals and Yankees game last night, I turned that on. I watched like 2 innings and I caught Giancarlo Stanton's home run in the 8th.
Okay.
So, like those moments are huge because you're not getting a lot of offense. You're getting excellent pitching, good defense, and then clutch hitting. I mean, and that's the best. That's the way baseball.
Every
should be
game
played.
seems like it's coming down to 1 to 2 hits.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
At least especially in the Tiger series.
Yep. Yeah, that's what that game, the game 2. That was one pitch. That was a 1-pitch game. You know what I mean? That's what it came down to.
Who's going to make the first mistake?
Yep.
You know?
Yep, exactly. And then the game yesterday, the Tigers just kept, like, Cleveland would threaten, and then the Tigers would just answer, with, like, good defense or, like, the right pitch at the right time, putting the guy, putting the right pitcher in.
Yes.
And just getting those answers and shutting the inning down. So, kudos to them.
And we'll get into it. Let's go.
I know, I'm getting ahead of myself.
I know. Let's settle down. Blah.
All right.
Let's go.
Want to go game by game?
Game by game.
Yep.
All right. I think the first game is going to be pretty easy. We lost in the first inning.
That was a dud.
That was a dud of a game.
Yep.
I'm not really sure what happened there. We're going to have off days, right? You're not going to win every game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to expect some losses. That one was just that hurt a little bit.
Well, I think what happened is we obviously know Cleveland can hammer lefties. Holton started the game.
It wasn't his day.
Yeah, it just wasn't his day. And you know what? The Tigers have done this throughout the year, too, where, like, the bats just go completely cold. You know what I mean? And it's one of those games, like you said.
And, you know, I think I knew it was over as soon as they scored 5-0. I mean, you're in Cleveland. The crowd's into it. The Guardians are feeling it.
Wasn't it 5-0 before they even got an out?
Yeah, it was 5-0 before and out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was over, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I wanted to say is I can't believe that we didn't. I was really surprised the lack of offense. Now, I knew it was over. I thought we'd at least scratch out 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah.
But they were able to just keep us at bay. And then once we got over that first thing, they only scored another 2 runs. Like, our defense kind of got back into the game, but we were too far gone at that point.
Yeah, I was expecting Cleveland to kind of come out sloppy and rusty, and then when I saw that, I'm like, oh boy, this could be
that's what we had talked about.
Quick series, yeah. It just they came out firing, and our defense didn't help them. Obviously, our sticks didn't help him. And it's just
Exactly.
one of those days. It happens.
You know, and I think at that point, okay, let's just get this one over with. I know Hinch didn't want to use a lot of pitchers that day because, like, you hate to just concede that early to the loss, but, like, all right, it's only game one. Let's get on to the next one. We're going to lose this one. We can't hit, so why am I going to keep trotting out a pitcher every inning, right? Let's just.
Well, Reese pitched that day, right, Olsen?
He did.
And he kind of he settled in. He pitched well. So that's
which was nice because I
encouraging for
know AJ didn't want to come out and use a bunch of pitchers that day, already being down so much. Mm-hmm. Already kind of chalking up the L for that.
Yeah. I think he probably kind of knew, and I think that probably set the tone for him too, as far as some of these moves he knew he was going to have to make because Cleveland is a damn good baseball team. Like, even though I know they have not scored a run in these last two games, they're still a damn good baseball team. That Quan guy in left field, he's a pain in the ass.
Dude, he is so fast.
Yes.
He is so fast. He reminds me of Ichiro.
Yeah, he kind of plays like that. He's like smaller build, but he's so quick off the, like, as soon as that bat's cracked, he is full tilt towards it. I mean, he made some unbelievable catches.
What I like about him, just watching him, is, and I know I'm jumping ahead of games, but, like, anytime he caught the ball in the outfield and we had runners on base, he turns around and gets it in so fast. So, you get a lot of players, they catch it, they don't see the guys running, they toss it up. He is grabbing and throwing in, even if he knows the guy's not running. He is a hustler.
He's too.
He's a good ball player.
He's processing the play before it happens. Like, if the ball's hit to me, I already know exactly what I'm going to do. And he's a damn good ball player. Cleveland, I know they've struggled these last two games, but I mean, their bullpen is awesome.
Well, I'm going to go right back to it. Okay, all right, game one's over, right? We lose that one. We come into game two. I'm telling you, we are a scary team because you don't know what you're going to do. Cleveland has their set lineup, right? They've been marching the same guys out there every day. So 1 through 9, pretty much the same batting order. Voit has no idea what AJ Hinch is going to put out there. I mean, you got Justin Henry Malloy batting leadoff, then he's batting 8th. Then you got Carpenter that's in the lineup. Well, then he doesn't play, but come in I mean, the guy, everything's all over. You have no idea who's going to be batting when and where.
Well, I think that something we probably as fans took for granted is that the Tigers seem to have guys on the team that play different roles, but they provide something different than the guy next to them. And Hinch is able to, like, shuffle these puzzle pieces together and make something of it each week. And that's been really encouraging. It seems like we have a complete team, but it may not look like a complete team each night, but he's able to cycle guys in and out to make it work for him.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's just versatility. He has that at his disposal. I'm sure he would like to have another starter or two, but he's working with what he's got.
Pitching chaos is working for us.
Hey, no shit, man. And then, So
okay, so what do you think game two?
Game two, I thought, like, I'm just going to go right to Scooble. Like, okay, so he's...
Stud.
Stud, damn right. We always say, remember when Verlander was kind of coming on these early playoff days, we were always kind of on him because he did not perform well in the playoffs, right? Especially to begin his career.
Verlander, he took him like 2 innings to get going.
Yeah, he would get hit up.
Yeah.
But, like, Scooble has come out, like, in his 2 starts, and he's been absolutely dominant. I mean, he is the best player in baseball. You watch him out there, he's efficient, he's quick, he's talking with the umpire, trying to like figure out where the strike zone is at, asking questions. Like, he's completely in control of the game. It was so much fun to watch. It's fun to watch the passion. That's what I came with. I was absolutely floored by him. I just was really impressed.
I was too. I mean, he wasn't giving up anything.
No.
Right? And Cleveland's pitching was amazing.
Yeah.
All the way through. I mean,
that Kate Smith. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, no. Kate Smith is good. I mean, we weren't really getting many chances. I mean, Cleveland was getting on base against Scooble a couple times.
Yeah.
But our defense. I mean, those 2 double plays were huge. That's they twisted.
Been a major difference. Yeah.
Our defense was right there.
Yeah. Our middle infield has been very good. And even when I thought Vierling has played third pretty well. You know what I mean? So, and like, even like Torque, like, I think he's handled first base pretty well too. So our infield has been good, and then our outfield has been very good too.
And then game 2 comes to the 9th inning.
Oh, my God.
Ninth inning.
0-0.
0-0. 2 outs.
Well, hold on. Let's back it up real quick. Eighth inning, they bring in their closer.
Yes, Class A.
He comes in the eighth.
Best closer in the league.
Did you see his ERA for the year?
Yeah, well, it was like .62. Yeah, .62.
I had to do a double take. I was like, what?
He hasn't given up a home run since 2022.
That's crazy.
He's only given up 3 runs all year.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, this guy is like...
He's the best. He's the best closer in the game.
They brought him in too early.
Yep.
I think they brought him in too early.
Yep.
It wasn't even a close situation. But what the Tigers did, they get 2 outs quick in the 9th.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you're at the bottom of the order, which doesn't really matter for us because our bottom of the order today is the top of the order tomorrow. I mean, it really is, right?
Yeah.
But you had Sweeney
and Rogers.
And Rogers get a hit.
Yeah.
They get on base.
Yep.
With
Rogers,
2 outs.
yeah.
Back-to-back hits.
Yeah.
And then my boy,
Kerry Bonds
comes up to the plate and just jacks one.
I got an interesting stat about that too, really quick.
Okay.
I did a little bit of digging for that at bat too. So, 2 outs, right? And then Kerry at that point had 2 strikes on him, right?
Yes,
and
he
was
did.
getting hammered with sliders.
Yeah.
And the first 2 that he got were good. The third slider he got, they I pulled data up here. Class A has thrown 211 sliders this year, and they rank them based on break.
Yeah.
That was the 210th worst slider he's thrown this year because it had no break.
Yeah.
So
he
just
hung
kept,
it.
Yeah, he hung. I think he got too confident. They're like, oh, I'm going to get this one right by this guy.
Yeah.
And then Carpenter, being a good hitter, especially against right-handed pitchers, what did he do? He freaking blasted it into the lake.
The thing was gone as soon as it hit the bat.
Oh, you knew as soon as it hit.
And he knew it. That
Yep.
bat flip that he had.
That was awesome.
I watched that video 100 times over the last couple days.
Yeah.
Just on replay. I mean, I was in my garage at the time, and I had the TV on there, and I'm screaming. The whole neighborhood can hear me.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping for joy. I mean, it was so amazing.
That's where like these, like these championship moments, that's where they're built on, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Where does that, real quick, where does that hit rank?
Yeah, I knew that question because I had that in my notes
Did you?
too.
Good for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there. I know a lot of people between radio and coworkers and our friends, they brought up, where does that compare to Mags 2006 to send us to the World Series? And I think that what I just said is the difference. Kerry Carpenter's great home run. It's going to go down as one of the best, but I don't think you can compare it to Mags because Mags sent us to the World Series.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with what Kerry did, but we got the win.
Yeah.
Right? We're still alive. We didn't go down 0-2. We tied the series up. Again, it was one of the coolest and greatest home runs. Dan Dickerson's call was phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's the best.
But I don't think it's up there. I would almost rank it along in 2 different sports, but kind of the same with Tayshaun Prince's block.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, you see, it was such a huge play in that game against the Pacers, right? Same thing here. Huge play, got us the win.
Yep.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
no.
If I had to compare it to something that wasn't to send us to a championship.
Yeah. If the Tigers do continue to make noise and let alone win the World Series, like that will be brought up. Like that, you know what I mean?
We will talk about that home run.
That'll be attached
forever.
I think that'll be attached, and then obviously whatever Scooble does, and then AJ Hinch. Like those would be the 3 things. But Kerry Carpenter, I think, would be the number 1 thing to talk about. With
that home run. We'll be in 10 years. We're gonna
still be talking
because
about
it is. It was probably a top 5 home run in Tiger history. For my era, right? I mean, we can't really talk about Gibby and all those guys back then.
We weren't around, but
it was phenomenal. I mean, we needed something, and you're right. It was a 1-pitch game.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it just took him, the best closer in baseball, just to miss on 1 pitch. You know what I mean? That's how quickly these things can happen. Even the best closer in baseball can get cute or just miss. I guess they wanted that ball in the dirt. That's where they wanted that ball, and he completely just
he hung it.
Yeah.
And I think what it came down to, one, it wasn't a close situation, which I think can play a factor when that's all you do.
Maybe, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, not to get off topic, but Valverde, he was like that. When he came in non-close situations, he just gave up runs all the time.
Yeah.
But not to go down that road. But and I think he was just in too long, right?
Yeah.
Not a close situation. You're trying to get 4 outs. All of a sudden, you're starting to get hit.
Yeah.
He doesn't get hit like that.
No.
And then you
I don't
leave
think-
one hanging.
I don't think he's been used that often this year in back-to-back innings like that. I think he's just been strictly a ninth-inning guy. And I think they said there was like a handful of times where he pitched in 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
So I think they got too confident and too cute, and it bit him in the ass for sure. So we'll take it, though.
Solid game 2.
Yep.
All right. Game 3.
Oh, God.
I mean, right off the get, right? I mean, Montero, we talked about this. 6 pitches out of the bottom or top of the first.
Yeah.
We come in, hit.
Yeah, we got to run that inning.
Fielder's choice. Riley Green right up the middle scores Parker Meadows.
Good to see Riley get a hit because he's been struggling a little bit. So it's good to see him kind of get going offensively a little bit.
And then I shout out to Parker Meadows.
He's been playing his ass off.
A hit in each of the first 5 games.
Yeah.
The last Tiger to do that was Al Kaline, and he did 6.
Yeah.
So let's see if Parker can go ahead and tie
Get it
out
up tonight. Yeah.
you know Kaline's my favorite Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
let's go, Parker.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get it. Tie him up, man. Records are meant to be broken.
Absolutely. I've been so impressed with him. I've been impressed with a lot of these guys. But Meadows, I mean, he made that big catch in Cleveland against the wall.
Yeah.
He's like a gazelle out there. I mean, he's got center
He's
field
fast.
covered.
Oh yeah.
And then when he's on the base pass too, he can wreak havoc.
Oh, yeah.
Like he can get from first to third in a hurry. He can stretch out a double. He can steal bases. He is invaluable. Like I've been so impressed with him. So that's been wonderful to see.
Torque
got a hit.
finally got a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I didn't even realize that till the game the other day. He was 0 for 13, 0 for 14. You know what? I heard somebody say this, and it's kind of funny, but it sucks because it's against us. I don't know if people were calling him 0 for Forkelson.
I heard that. I heard
I'm
that on
like,
97.1.
oh no!
Yeah, like, we're back
no.
to this again.
I was like, oh, come on.
No, he was so before yesterday. I actually had on my notes, this is before yesterday's game. Should we be concerned about Keith, Torque, and Green because I think they were a combined 2 for 37. Torque had no hits. Keith had no hits. And Torkelson, before yesterday, I think Torque still had 2 strikeouts yesterday. Torque has 9 strikeouts in the playoffs right now.
That's not good. It's not good.
Keith is drawing walks, but yeah.
And Green came into the game with he only had 2 hits all
You're right.
postseason.
He was the only one.
So
with
he
any
was at
hit,
least
yeah.
on the board with the hit, but came through big with an RBI and early. That's what we needed, an early RBI.
For sure. And,
well, that
yeah.
just brings it back to the point, and we talk about this, and I want to bring it up again. You don't know who is going to be the hero for the day.
Right.
I mean, we know that Carpenter can hit, right?
Yep.
We know that Green is going to be here a long time, and he's our all-star.
Yep.
Right, we have those 2 guys, but Parker Meadows is on fire. You just don't know. Jake Rogers? I mean, the guy...
Yeah, if you would have told me that Jake Rogers would be your best hitter right now.
Right.
Other than maybe Carpenter or like Henry Malloy's got 4 hits in 6 at-bats. But, yeah, Jake Rogers is hitting .333, and he's got an on-base percentage of .444 right now. I mean, like, he's doing work, and then also behind the dish. I mean, he's been awesome.
Good. He's catching so many different pitchers.
Yeah.
And
I
think that gets
good control.
overlooked. I don't think that gets talked about enough because you don't see that on a stat sheet. That doesn't come up anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge task that he takes on because sometimes you'll see some teams, they switch out their catchers, right? Because most teams are carrying 2 catchers to come in and catch certain pitchers. And he has all these guys
He's got
down
command
and
of them all.
he knows. And, they asked him about that. How do you know? He's like, I watch film, I study, I work with them, I talk to these guys.
Yeah.
I know what they want to do.
Yep.
And he just adjusts. He knows every inning there's probably going to be a new pitcher that I'm catching.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an unbelievable task that he takes on, and I think it gets overlooked because you don't see it on the stat sheet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a massive improvement with the catcher position here since Hinch, because Hinch was a catcher. But he's got massive control over this pitching staff, and I think I think you could really credit him to the reason why these guys are having so much success. But
yeah, I agree. The one thing I wanted to bring up on game 2, just not to go back, but
that's fine.
Did you see Skubal silence the crowd? How cool was that?
Yeah, that was awesome.
He gets so hyped up.
Yeah, he does.
I love it.
Did you see what his mom tweeted? Because he was after one of the innings, he was like, you could tell he's hurling some obscenities towards the crowd, and his mom tweeted a picture of him doing that, and it said like, Tariq Daniel, an exclamation point. But yeah, no, I love it. I
Mom's
love
never
his
stopped
passion.
doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because that was awesome. And, I mean, hey, you shut him down, man. That's what I like about these sports. Like I like. It wasn't a bad thing to do, right?
It's fine.
I mean,
it's fine. And it's an in-division rival. You know what I mean? It's Michigan, Ohio, all that crap, and he's a competitor, man. I love it.
But Game 3, pitching chaos came out. They did their job.
Yep.
The defense. I mean,
one thing I really going back to the pitching real quick, if I could. You and I were kind of talking about this before the show started about the using Montero the way they did. Like at first, like I'm watching the game or I'm listening to the game, and I'm like, wait, like Montero threw 6 pitches. Like what the, like you're gonna yank him already? Like and to put a lefty in, and like the Indians hammered lefties.
And we were texting, and I remember we were talking about this, and I remember saying like, I trust Hinch.
Right. Yeah, that's what it is. And then you start dissecting it even more. Hinch baited Vogt to run a left-handed heavy lineup to counter Montero, only to know like, hey, I'm yanking Montero after this inning. I'm throwing a lefty in to counter
all your lefties in your lineup.
Exactly. Because then he pretty much had to. Because I think Vogt had to pull a guy before he even got his first at bat yesterday to try and counter that. So like he's already emptying out his bench.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
So it's a genius move.
Yeah.
Hinch his baseball IQ is out of this world.
He's a step ahead. It's just it's and you wonder if, because you see it in sports like where teams like progressive teams kind of have like a one up, you know what I mean? Maybe if they set like some sort of new standard with like in football with a different type of offense or whatever, you know what I mean? Is he setting like a new, I don't know. I don't want to say standard, but is he like a progressive enough to where like, okay, other teams are going to catch on to this? Like, I know this isn't long term. You can't just run one starter, and you know what I mean? But but using this every so often.
I don't know if he's setting a new standard, only because, and hear me out, because I think this just shows even more how smart that AJ Hinch is, because nobody wants the situation that we have on the Tigers where you have 1.5 starters, right? Because we have Reese, but he's kind of rehabbing and he's kind of coming in. So we have one starter. No team wants that. But I think it just shows that Hinch is able to make this pitching chaos that he calls it work. So I see what you're saying, setting a new standard, but I don't think it's not long term. I don't think that that's what's going to continue to happen. Obviously, we want 3, 4, 5 starters that you can run out there every day, and you have your rotation, and then you have a solid bullpen, because I do think we have a really good bullpen. I think it just...
That's the key.
We have a good bullpen. And so,
that's the key.
Again,
you couldn't do it if you didn't have it.
No. So Hinch is just using this IKEA to bait the other manager. Right.
Because he's confident in his bullpen.
He's confident in his bullpen, and he knows that we're good. So I think maybe some of this could get played into like the future or other teams doing it, but not to the degree that Hinch is doing it. And this is not a knock on the Tigers. I think he's just doing what he has to do with what he is given. Because a lot of these guys, we have Skubal. Okay, Skubal comes in, it's almost a guaranteed 7 innings, right? And then we have nobody. So you can't hope that Herter or Bo or Vest or Holton come in and give you 5, 6. You just can't. You're 1, 2, maybe 3.
Sure.
So I think that's my take on what he's doing.
Watch the White Sox try this next year.
I mean, and lose even more games.
You're right. Yeah. So no, okay. I appreciate the explanation. I was just kind of curious.
This is my opinion. Who am I?
Yeah.
Right?
No. I get it.
And because I see where you were going with that, and who knows? Maybe that does. Maybe Hinch down the road. He's like, we don't need any starters. We need one. Just fill the bullpen up.
Well, maybe this isn't like a season thing, but maybe people, if they're very confident in their bullpen, because I mean, like if you make it in the playoffs, you more than likely have a good pitching staff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe this is something that more teams would start doing in the playoffs.
Well, maybe this is something that teams go ahead and, like, in the dog days of summer, okay, all right,
let's try
you're a little sore. Everybody needs some days off. Okay, well, why don't we try this pitching chaos theory and see if we can get away, just to give, like, your starter an extra a day off, right?
Well, because the opener term, that's pretty new.
That is new
Relative
because I
to-
know Tampa started using it. The Oakland A's started using it, but they weren't too successful with it.
Okay.
Because teams were just getting to them. And I wasn't a big fan of the opener either when it first came out or when these teams first started using it. But it makes sense. I think if you have the right bullpen, you have the right personnel, it can work.
Does it also kind of play into the way that baseball is like projecting or trajecting, I should say, is that it's not like you have all these specialists. Like it's not like you're not just a ball player anymore. You're a specialist. You know what I mean? He can only hit left-handed hitters. He's a setup guy. He's you know what I mean? Like there's so many specialists now where you just don't have these pure ball players anymore.
I think
don't know.
I think that plays a lot to it. And on the other, like, and I get it, I understand it. I love the specialists. We have all these guys that can come in and do things.
It's working for us.
It does work for us, but the whole picture, take away, Tiger fan. I'm just looking at all of baseball. I mean, there was something to be said about those guys back in the day. I'm not trying to sound like the old man, like
Get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, but like pitchers that were going, hey, cuz you're pitching tomorrow.
10 innings.
There is nobody available.
210 pitches. Yeah.
There's no bullpen.
Yeah.
You are pitching tomorrow, so you either win or you're gonna get knocked around for 9 innings, and you're gonna deal with it.
Yeah, a fun thing to go research is look at how many complete games pitchers go now compared to, I don't know, even take 20 to 40 years ago.
You could have kept Skubal in. His
Yeah.
pitch count wasn't, and I know why we took him out. Not arguing that at all, but I'm just saying, you could have tried to get him to complete that game the other day.
Yeah, right.
But
granted, these guys, the way the velocity and the way they spin the ball now is like not even comparable to how these guys used to pitch back in the day. I mean, like what these guys do now is remarkable.
And you're also seeing there's so much that goes with it, right? I mean, back in the day, it was a lot of power, right?
Yeah.
Now these guys got some nasty sliders, nasty curveballs. I mean, a guy threw a 71 or a 78 mile per hour changeup the other day, and I think
Is that the one that Sweeney?
and he was just like
out of his
baffled
shoes?
by it, and like that's so slow to these players. But in exchange, look how many of these guys are getting Tommy John surgery. Look how many of these guys are going out with injuries. I get it; they have nasty stuff. They can pitch great, but you can't have them out there for 9 innings. Those days are gone, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the water, right? Why these pitchers can't go long? Why they're always getting injured? Is it just because they're able to? We've learned more growing up on because they're teaching them how to throw curveballs at 12 years old.
Well, I don't think just to get kind of nerdy, I don't think the body has caught up. You know what I mean? Like
These guys are so young.
these guys are young, but also too, like they're demanding that these guys, they work out a lot more. You know what I mean? You could see like a lot of these pitchers, they're built like, especially lower body.
Oh, yeah.
They're very strong, so they're able to get the velocity, but then they're asking their arms to do things that I don't think they were doing back in the day. And I don't think the body, our tendons, you know what I mean? It just hasn't caught up.
No, I agree.
So, but it's fascinating because, like you see it in the playoffs, like how good these guys are. How good they are. I mean, it's crazy.
And at this point, we get to watch all the other teams too. All the other
which is a lot of
teams.
fun. Yeah,
It's a lot of fun, and you really get to see all the talent that's out there and these talented players, whether it's pitching or fielding or hitting, and it's just unbelievable because we don't get to see all these other players during the year, especially the National League.
Yeah,
I really enjoy watching the National League playoffs because you just don't see them throughout the regular season.
yeah, that's a good point. Especially these West Coast teams. You know what I mean. Seeing it'd be fun to watch Ohtani a little bit. I have not really watched him much. I'd love.
No,
watching
you only
him.
get to see highlights.
Yeah.
And maybe a 3-game series that we get to play them once every other year, a couple years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Game 3. We got to talk about this. I think one of the biggest highlights was Cleveland's got 2 runners on, first and second, and I don't remember who the batter was. Was it Fry or Naylor or something? Smokes it. And
to
Veerling just jumps and grabs
Yeah.
it. Unbelievable.
I thought for sure that one was down
that
the
was
line
2
too.
runs coming in.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
That was 2 runs coming in.
Yep.
Further, I just remember sitting there like,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
And then you don't see the ball, and then you see Veerling like pumping his fist. You're like, oh, thank God. He's been good. He's been really good.
He's a good player.
He's
and
been playing
that
really
was,
well.
That was an unbelievable catch. That saved us the game. I think
He's
that
our
was,
veteran, man.
Yeah, I mean,
27 years old.
he's our veteran with, at this point, what, 15 game playoff experience?
Yep.
And you said it, Hinch just completely outmanaged Vogt. Thank you. Up and down all game long, he had his number, and Vogt couldn't keep up.
I think that's what it was too. And then also, like we talked about earlier, the defense. You had Brisky. He had to come in. So you had Montero go, and then you had Herter. Herter got into some jams, but he was able to work out of them. Thank God.
Yeah, he got out of everything.
Yeah, and then the Brisky came in. So they put Brisky in the Astros series. Remember, it was I know bases were loaded or if there was an out. You know what I mean? But he was put in like that ninth inning where he had to get those.
Oh yeah,
get 2 outs, and able to do it. And then yesterday he came in the 5th and had to get 2 outs, and I think they had 2 runners on.
Yeah,
and he shut them down.
He's our guy to bring in when there's traffic on the bases.
Yeah, because he just shuts you down. He just gets outs. So yeah, that was cool to see.
So I got 2 things I want to bring up about the first 3 games.
Hold on, real quick. Did that Naylor play at first? Did that remind you of like playing beer league softball?
I texted you. It was a Liberty hop. That guy was charging, and he almost took his face off.
I was wondering, what happened?
I think he just. I mean, those fields are so well groomed, right? I mean, it was probably a bad hop. I think he just misplayed it. But yeah, that ball took a nasty hop on him, and yeah, that brought some flashbacks.
Yeah.
From when we were playing at that Liberty Park, because
the Liberty hop. Yeah.
the Liberty hop, you never knew if it was gonna pop up and get you.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, but that was funny. Okay, so one, I want to bring up the umpires from Game 2 and Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw something. So Game 2, the umpire was not calling anything over the black. Everything, he had a small, tight strike zone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I read something later that he had 17 missed calls.
Oh, wow.
On the day, like, because I know they get like reviewed after each game.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, that was kind of a lot. I knew he had a small strike zone, so I don't know if that's what they're calling. And then yesterday, that strike zone was huge.
Oh, it was huge. Yeah.
I mean, anything outside, he was calling. But,
even low, he was calling too.
I mean, that one pitch, I'll say that the Tigers got that. I forgot who was pitching. The guy, we struck out one of the Guardians. The guy got caught looking, and it was a low pitch.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. It was a couple inches.
But it was. But the only thing I can say, he was consistent to both teams.
Yeah.
I mean, he was calling, but some of them were like so outside, and then. But I also noticed that depending on what handed bat you were, if it was outside, it was a strike. But if it was inside, it was a ball.
Okay.
You know what? So I was like,
he was at least consistent. I guess.
I'm like, I don't really know where this guy's going, but so it'll be interesting to see today what kind of strike zone they have.
Yeah.
Because it was the first pitch of the game yesterday. Montero, he threw it high and out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he called it a strike. I was like, it's not even in the little square box that you get to see.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, I heard this crazy stat today. So it's been 119 years since the first 3 games of any series have all been shutouts.
Wow. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well,
wow.
What would that be? 1905?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1905. It was World Series because there was no playoffs back then.
Yeah, you're right.
The first 3 games were all shut out, and it hasn't happened in 119 years.
No kidding.
So baseball has all these crazy stats that come up, and I come across, and I just thought that was kind of crazy that this hasn't happened in that long.
That's wild. And I think also, too, is this the first time the Tigers have had back-to-back shutouts?
No, so we did it in 2013.
Oh, okay. So it was the second time in history?
Second time for us.
Okay.
But it's only been a small number throughout all of baseball.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I did look it up because I was like, is that the first time? But we did it in 2013.
Okay. Wow. All right. Interesting. Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, so real quick, we'll move on. Game 4.
Yes.
We got Reese Olson starting.
Yep. And Bibby.
And Bibby going.
He freaking sat us down that first game. So it'll be interesting to see
what do you think? Is this it? We locking this up? You think we're going Game 5? What do you think is going to happen?
You know what? I was trying to really get in tune to myself and not allow my
I know it's so hard not to get the heart involved.
But I'm going to say this. It would not surprise me to see the Indians or Guardians come out swinging today and put a beating on us. I mean, it would not surprise me. I just think they're too good. They're too good of a team. Like, they have too good of hitters. They have too good a team to really just lay down, I think, and give up. And I think they're going to come out playing really hard today.
I don't think we're going to have a shutout again. If there is on either side, this is wild.
Yeah.
Right? I think the Tigers can get it done tonight.
Oh, they definitely can. Yeah.
I really do. I think the Tigers will win tonight, but I do not think it's going to – I think we're going to see runs. I mean, I'm thinking –
So you think it's going to be a lot more
it could be like
offense.
6-4.
Yeah.
Right?
Could be.
5-3 or something. I think both teams – I think – because you're right. Cleveland's going to hit tonight. So
Yeah.
can we hit?
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be one of these close games. I mean, it might. Who knows? But I'm thinking we're going to see some hitting from both sides.
I could see that. I don't see the Tigers kind of just mailing it in either. Like I would
No,
expect
because you can't expect Skubal to win every single start.
Right. Well, then and that too. I don't think they want to go back to Cleveland. Like I wouldn't want to go back to Cleveland. Like the crowd's going to be juiced up. That's going to help.
Especially if they come and take this one tonight.
Yeah. So yeah, but I am a little bit worried that the Cleveland is going to come out swinging today and send us to Game 5. But we'll see.
But we do have Skubal. I'm just saying you can't mail it in because you have Skubal.
Right. I know.
Because I heard that too. People, but I also don't know why a team would take it off and take it easy. We're in the playoffs.
I know.
Go get this win. Move on. Right.
No, I think AJ's going to have the guys ready to play. I just have a feeling that Cleveland is going to come on really strong because they are.
It is.
They are a really good team.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland wins tonight.
Yeah.
I think
hope
the
not.
city deserves, and I'm talking with my heart here at this point.
That's okay.
The city deserves to see us go on here at home.
Yeah.
I do think the Tigers will win the series no matter what.
I do too.
Even if we go back to Cleveland. So
yeah, I'm fine. My original prediction was Game 5 because I kind of thought this.
You did say 5. I said
thought
4.
This was kind of how this was going to play out. I'm going to stick with that. And if we got to use Skubal, I would love to be able to save Skubal for Game 1 for the ALCS. But we can't look ahead.
And there's no way Cleveland. They're at 21 straight innings right now of no runs.
Yeah,
that's not going to continue.
That's going to end. Yeah, that's going to end. They're
you might not get a run in the first, second, or third, and then you're going to be talking 22 to 24 innings. Like
right.
They're going to hit today.
And Vogt's going to throw the kitchen sink at us. You know what I mean? Like he's going to exhaust everything.
Because he's probably pissed what AJ did to him the other day. I mean,
probably.
completely outmanaged him.
Right. And then also knowing that if they win today, they got a day off, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They can recharge, be ready for Saturday with a home crowd.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So.
All right. Well, let's.
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
I got two things I want to quickly bring up before we move on. Really quick. I know it's the Tigers. The talk has always been, oh, this is just magic. Is this magic, or are the Tigers good? Or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I think if you look on paper, we're an okay team. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just because we're young. I think down the road that these guys can grow together. But I think there's something magic between the guys there. Somehow these guys are gelling so well together. And I think that can happen. Individually, talent-wise, you may not be the best, but I feel like something is happening between this group of guys that
well, there's a bond.
They're feeding there's a bond. They're feeding off each other, and that I think is the magic. I don't think there's little fairies sprinkling dust on us. I don't think we got the Angels in the outfield out there, right? But I think that's what the magic is these guys that are they're playing as a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. You look at the team as a whole, and you kind of break it down into three categories: pitching, offense, and defense. 2 out of the 3 of those, they're elite. You know what I mean? Defense and okay, maybe not elite, but they're very good.
Yeah.
Pitching, they're elite. Okay, and then offensively, I mean, they're probably about average. It's like a football team. Like if a football team has an elite quarterback, let's say a good defense, and maybe just an average offense, well, you probably have a great team.
Yeah, you're not going to have all of it.
Right, but like the Tigers have the key parts to a great team.
They do. I think they're a very contagious team.
Yeah.
When they hit, they hit. When they don't, nobody hits. Yep. Same thing with pitching. When pitching's off, none of the pitchers have it.
Yes, for
right?
sure.
When the defense is on, like the other day, stopping all those jams that Scoopel was getting in and that Herder was getting in yesterday or the day before, like
they're locked in.
They feed off each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Which they live by it and die by it.
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know?
It's good to see. And to kind of piggyback off that too, the last thing I wanted to bring up before we move on is I'm so tired of hearing this narrative that they're too stupid or naive to know any better. Like,
oh, yeah.
I'm so sick of hearing it. They bring it up on the radio, and it's just like, my God, I'm like, okay, how about we have the best manager in the game? We have the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah.
And our pitching staff in general, with as far as our coaches and our staff in general, is the best in the game. Great defense. Like, I'm just so tired of hearing it because, okay, you can also counter it too. Like, when a team is inexperienced and you blame it on the inexperience when they screw up. You know what I mean? So it's just like, make up your mind. I'm so sick of hearing that, and I just wanted to bring that up, and hopefully we can put that shit to bed.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we will.
So
Tonight.
I hope so. All right.
We will tonight. All right, let's do our stud and dud.
Stud and dud, baby.
Stud and dud.
All right. You want to go first?
Yeah, so my stud, I said this at the very beginning of our podcast, or at the very beginning of the baseball season, when we were talking about key players to look out for.
Yep.
Kerry Carpenter.
Kerry
My
Bonds,
stud.
baby.
What
Stud.
What a hit that he had. Stud.
Yeah.
He's my stud of the week, and I mean it could go to any of the Tigers, honestly.
Yeah.
This week, but only because that's my boy. That's been my Tiger all year long.
Yep.
I'm giving it to Kerry. So who do you got?
AJ Hinch is my stud of the year, but
Yeah.
for just this episode, I'm going to give it to Jake Rogers. He's just been quietly impressive, especially on the offensive side. We know he's a great catcher, but he's been coming up with some huge hits. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Extending innings, just like we talked about with the Carpenter hit. Like, he extended that inning by getting a hit, him and Sweeney, and he's been delivering. He had a big hit yesterday again, too, and he's calling an excellent game. Jake Rogers, that's my stud.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right. So Dud's a little different today.
Yeah, we share one.
We share one,
And I think rightfully so.
and I think the whole city would
get on
back
board.
us on this.
Yes.
So our dud is the Athletic. Dud.
Dud.
So The Athletic, for all of you that don't know, The Athletic, which is a sports column, came out and they listed all the top, what was it?
Home field advantages.
Home field advantages.
For their 8 remaining
For the
playoff
8
teams.
remaining teams, and they put the Tigers at the bottom, saying that we just don't have the best fans, we don't have the best atmosphere for what's happening.
And good on Comerica Park to post that at the game yesterday.
Are you absolutely this guy, whoever wrote this, have you ever been, I'm not talking just this year.
Yeah.
I'm talking Wings, Pistons, Lions, Tigers. Have you ever been to a playoff game? They are the most electric atmospheres that you can go. We are an all 4 sport team city. We are mostly baseball city and football city.
Yeah.
But all 4 sports, you put a good product out on the field,
We're there to support you.
our fans are going to show up. So
And they were there yesterday. It was
you
awesome
guys
to see.
showed up amazingly, and I mean, higher records in 06 and 12.
Yeah, I know.
Tonight's probably going to be even bigger.
Yep.
And yeah, you're right. I'm glad they put that on there. I was
too.
pissed when I saw. I was like, "Have you ever been to a Detroit playoff game?"
No.
Like,
Obviously, they have not. And they had to have just been going based on some stupid premonition or a stupid whatever based on how, like, the first half of the year. But, like, when the Tigers started winning, people started coming. And
that's how sports work, right? Okay,
Yeah.
we can get into the whole bandwagon fan thing, but I mean, everyone's guilty of this. If you put a shitty product out on the field, the ice, or the court, no one's going to watch it, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just because it's hard to watch, right? I mean, even you and I wrote the Tigers off in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, I think we all did.
And I think we're willing to admit that,
Yeah.
and then we're right back at it. I still love them. They're still my team.
Right.
But you need to, you had to step it up, and these kids came and stepped it up. So for that
sure.
Athletic to write that article was just, I think it infuriated the whole city because I know multiple people heard about it. So
Okay, yeah.
show up again tonight.
Do your thing. Pump up the crowd.
Wave them towels. Let's
Yeah.
go, baby. Let's go.
Boo the Guardians every time they come up to bat and whatever. Keep it up, please.
I don't want that pitcher to be able to hear a single call that comes
That's
through
it.
his hat.
Yep.
It's just like a Lions defense on a 3rd down.
Yep.
Get loud.
Get loud. That's it.
Let's
sure.
go.
Yep.
I'm getting pumped, man. We are so close to game time. I'm
20
excited.
minutes. 20 minutes.
20
to,
minutes. I'm getting excited.
First pitch, baby.
Ugh.
All right, you want to finish it off with the with our new
let's-
rapid mic segment?
Rapid mics. Okay, so
So what we
we're kind of doing it on the fly. We've
Yeah.
talked about it, but it's going to be on the fly.
Let's try and do it. How about this? We'll make the rules up on the go too. So whatever your top, we're gonna do baseball is gonna be the subject, and then we're gonna do topics. I don't know what Mike's topic is. He's gonna give me is, and Mike doesn't know the topic I'm gonna give him. And let's just we'll try and do it in a timely manner, 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, I'd say even less than that. It's supposed to be rap. So
All
it's
right.
like kind of let's see what the first thing
All right,
comes to your
you
head.
got to get them out quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All right.
just do a couple questions each, right?
Yep. Let's do it. We'll just go back and forth. I'll give me yours first, and then we'll just kind of do it like that. All right.
Okay.
You ready?
All right. Yeah. Let's go.
All right, Mike. Give me 3 of your most hated baseball players. Go.
Oh, Aaron Judge, Jeff Weaver, and that Bauer guy, the relief pitcher he was on Tampa Bay and Oakland.
Trevor Bauer?
No, not Trevor Bauer. He used to come out to some rock music. I can't remember his first name.
Okay. Fair
Man,
enough.
I haven't
pretty
thought of
good.
those names in
You know what? Jeff Weaver is not one that
Jared Weaver.
Jared Weaver. I'm sorry. Jeff Weaver's his brother, right? He
Yeah.
played for the Tigers.
Jared Weaver's the one that
yes.
started shit with
Yes,
the Tigers.
the Carlos Guillen. That's
Yeah.
a great one. That is a great
Yeah.
one.
Whew, that was
That's a great
dug
one.
deep there.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't pick A-Rod. Kind of surprised.
Oh,
When you started saying Aaron, I'm like Aaron or Alex Rodriguez, and I'm like, okay, no.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know where Aaron Judge came from.
That's fine. He's a Yankee.
Well, he's a Yankee, and I hate the Yankees. I think it's
That's totally
I
fine.
think Judge. I don't like that. All he does is he either strikes out or hits home runs.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's you're like a one-tool baseball player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay. All right, fair enough.
but yeah, that's what is right.
That's a good one. The Weaver was a great pick.
Yeah, I don't even know where that name came
That's
from.
no,
Just-
that one came from the heart,
yeah, that,
and rightfully
that
so.
was a good question. Okay.
right.
Okay, so I got it. Man, that was a good one. All right. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Top 3 favorite MLB logos.
Oh shoot. Expos. I know they're not around. Tigers, and Cubs.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I love.
I love the Expos. The Expos ones was great.
Yeah, I love that one. I like the Mets too. I like that blue and orange, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Really good one. All right, next one. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Give me 3
Oh God, 3 already.
3 best power hitters of all time.
Of all time.
Any team, whatever.
Okay, I'm going Miggy, Albert Pujols, and Babe Ruth.
Okay. Bam. Great ones.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That was done in a timely manner. Good job.
You got all these threes. You got all these threes. Okay. All right, okay, here we go. Ready? The 2006 or 2012 Tigers. Who's your favorite?
06 for sure.
06?
Yeah.
Okay.
06 for sure. Yep.
Okay.
That was a fun team.
That was a fun team.
Yeah.
I think if you look on paper, the 12 was better.
Yeah.
I mean, name-wise, we had 4 Cy Young?
Oh, our starting pitching?
Yeah.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Compared to Nate
Yeah.
Robertson
Yeah.
and
we had Miggy.
Miggy at
Yep.
the time,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
That 06 team was gritty. Kind of like the team we have now. We had some better offense on the 06 team, but we did not have the overall pitching that we do now as far as bullpen.
Yeah.
So, good. That was a good question. That's a fun one.
Okay.
All right. Last one I'm going to give you, okay?
Okay, yep.
Another 3. I'm just
Yeah, that's
keeping
fine.
it.
That's
Give
fine.
me
I like
your
it.
3 best starting pitchers of all time.
Oh, you son of a gun. Nolan Ryan,
Bam.
Justin Verlander,
Okay.
and Tom Seaver.
Okay. Good ones, man. Good ones.
Yeah, son of a bit. That was going to be my next question.
Was it really?
It was.
Oh shit. Well, I mean,
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to
All right.
switch it up. Okay. All right. Because I'm going to give you 3 now.
okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Your top 3 catchers.
Pudge, Piazza, and oh man, Pudge, Piazza, and I'm drawing a blank on another catcher. I'm gonna go Mickey Tettleton.
Mickey Tettleton. I was gonna say, think about St. Louis, because
Oh shit, yeah.
Molina.
Yeah, Jose Molina.
No, it's tough, man. Some of it's not even like that. What you think is the best. It's
Yeah,
like
it's just
your
what you get,
favorites
yeah.
popping up.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time for sure.
I was okay, and I see what you. We didn't really talk about how we were gonna do it. Like I thought, but I like it. I like the 3. That was fun.
Maybe we try to do that.
I think if
moving
we're gonna do, and we're again, you guys are learning this with us as we go through this.
right. Please suggest.
I think if we do the single questions, I have to go in a row. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
favorite Tiger. Boom.
Okay,
2006 or 12.
Yeah.
Boom. Who is this? Right.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
do the 3, we can go back and forth. That was fun though.
Okay. I liked it. You want to answer our questions real quick?
Okay.
Answer the ones that you wrote down. Let's see. Because I'm curious to hear your.
Okay. So
And then I'll answer the ones I've asked you.
what was the first one you asked me?
Or the one you asked me.
Oh, top 3 favorite logos.
Yeah. What's your 3 favorite
Okay.
logos?
So the Tigers.
Okay.
I really like the Mariners.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep.
Yeah, there's fun, and then I like oh my god, I'm drawing a blank right now. Who was it? I just had it in my head.
Milwaukee? No.
Was it? No, yeah, Milwaukee. Because I like Milwaukee's cool because it's the MIT, but it's the MB.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like about it too. I like the
Oh
colors.
no, it was the Braves.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Braves
Yeah,
with the
A.
tomahawk going through the A.
That's a great one. Yep. All right, the first one I had 3 of my hated ball players: A-Rod, Nelson Cruz,
Oh God.
and
Tiger
what was the
killer.
other one? Nelson Cruz, A-Rod, and oh man, who was the other one? Because when I was thinking these, I was doing them too.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I know it's tough when you
Yeah.
when you have to rifle them off or not
Yeah. Crap. I had it in my head and I can't remember.
Who was? How about Carlos Quentin?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could throw him.
He's
on there.
a Tiger killer.
Yeah, that might have been it actually.
Yeah.
That might have been it. Okay, let's go with him.
Yeah, let's
All
go
right.
with him.
What was your second one you did?
The 2006 or 2012 Tigers.
Yeah.
When I was asking this, I was split. Emotionally, I like the 2006 Tigers, which probably would have been my answer as well, just because of how it went down. But I think the 12 team was better.
On paper, for sure, like you said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but 06 was my favorite.
they struck an emotion.
Well,
that
and
team.
then because that was also the first time that we ever got to experience good Tiger baseball in
Yeah.
our entire life.
Yeah, for sure. That was an emotional team, and
Yeah.
when that can do that. But yeah. All right, my next one to you was 3 best power hitters. I'm gonna go, man. It's hard not to just revert to the steroid era with those guys.
Like Mark McGwire was the first name that popped in my head, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, all
I
right,
almost said Jim Thome,
yeah.
but
Okay, I'm gonna go Griffey. I'm gonna
nice.
go. I'm gonna say Miggy too, and Cecil Fielder.
oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
solid picks.
Yep. All right, what was the last one?
The last one was top 3 catchers.
Okay.
So I have to agree with you with Pudge, and Piazza was a hell of a pick.
Yeah. He was a good one.
And that one is good. And I would go Yadier Molina
okay.
from.
I said Jose Molina. You're not okay. I'm
Yeah.
getting my
And I saw this stat the other day, and I think it was today. It had every team's leading hitter during the playoffs, and most teams that had most of their guys average around 30 to 40, right, depending on how many times you went. Molina had 114.
wow.
And then Jose Altuve was in the hundreds too. I think they were the only 2 guys in the hundreds.
Wow.
For their, I mean, they played their whole careers there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of these other guys, most guys averaged around. I think one of the Tigers was, I think it was Miguel, and he had 39 or something.
Okay.
39 or 49, something like that.
Yep.
But
Wow, that's crazy.
no, that was fun. Yeah, let us know what you think about that rapid fire. That was cool.
Yeah, that was a
really
fun-
put you on the spot. You have no idea. Brain's just clicking.
Yeah.
Pulling names out I never thought of in 10,
Ye-
15 years.
I know. It makes you think quickly. So yeah, let's we'll continue to do.
I think that's a good way to end the show.
I think we should wrap it up.
We're
at that
about 10
point.
minutes away from game time, people.
Yep.
I know not every every one of you will listen to this before the game. Actually, nobody will because it won't even be up by then. But
why don't you put us on while you watch the game, huh?
You know where we were doing this, getting ready for Game 4. We're pumped. We're excited. I hope everybody enjoys the game.
Yep.
We'll be back next week.
Yep.
We'll bring up what happens. Hopefully,
Hopefully we're still talking Tigers at this point.
Hopefully there's a CS at the end of the, But, all right, we appreciate it. This was fun. This was a good show.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
Good night. Love you guys.
Love you. Keep it real.